Jai Gurudev. Jai Masters. It's very funny that the more you grow, the more you realize how absurdly simple the whole thing is. You can come at it from many different angles. Let's come at it from this one. Life is fun. Life is fun until you say it's not. I want to talk about that. This is the foundation of a beautiful life and of spirituality. You'll see why in a moment. Life is fun. Just a broad general statement. Life is fun. Why is life fun? Because you get to do things. You get to wake up in the morning. You get to meet people. You get to eat. You get to go to sleep. You get to love. You get to do all kinds of things. And they're fun. You get to ride in cars, sometimes airplanes. You get to walk. You get to see trees. You get to see flowers. You get to see animals running around, even insects. It's like, it's just a fun place. Here's the problem. If you compare life, including your life, every moment of it, to nothing. See, the problem is you ask yourself, is it fun compared to what I decided I wanted? That's a gross mistake, and you're going to see that. That's a mistake. Compare it against the rest of the universe. Compare it against living on Mars. There's nothing going on Mars. It's a really boring place. You'd get real tired of it very quickly. Compare it on being on any other planets. We sent spaceships at great expense. And we surveyed and photographed and sent back things from all the different planets so far that in our solar system. There's not one of those planets you want to go live. It might be fun to go for a minute. Nice place to visit, but I want to live there. All right? So your life, everyone's life, compared to that, is a tremendous gift. It's a tremendous, exciting, adventuresome thing. That's what I'm encouraging you. You have a mind. It's doing a lot of things. Some of the things the mind does are very healthy and support you. Some of the things your mind does are very destructive. You need to pay attention to this. There's a difference between your mind and what it's doing and the world and what it's doing. That's a very important foundational thing to understand. The world is unfolding. There are things happening in front of you. There are things happening in front of everybody. There are 7 billion people on this planet, and there's something different happening in front of every single one of them every single moment, isn't there? If you look through the eyes of any one of the 7 billion people, you would see something different. And you wonder why I say life is fun? That's pretty exciting. You think your theater's, a 16-plex. This is a 7 billion plex. There's all these different things going on. Just step back. I'm begging you, or just have an hour here. Let go for a moment. You can come back to your old ways. Just dare to look at it from a different perspective. Life is fun. It is an exciting journey from the moment you are born to the moment you die. And every moment of that journey between your birth and your death, you are experiencing something different. Not one of you have experienced the same exact thing ever again, twice. No atom stays in the same place, no electron stays in the place, nothing. People don't even stay in the same place. Everything keeps changing. It is an exciting, adventuresome, entertaining thing that is unfolding in front of you. And I told you once, and it blew my mind when I realized it. What I am seeing right now, none of you are seeing, because I'm seeing it from my angle. You're seeing it from yours, correct? Who else is seeing what I'm seeing right now of the 7 billion people on the planet? How about no one? How about every single moment I'm getting a private show? So are you. Not only are you the only one seeing what you're seeing, you're the only one who saw what you saw. So every moment of your life, you are having a completely unique experience that no one else is having, that no one ever did have, ever in the history of the world, ever. Did anyone see what you're seeing right now? And no one ever will. Wow, I don't know about you guys, that blows my mind. That's pretty special. And that is true of every single moment of your existence. What is unfolding in front of you is a private showing of events that no one else is seeing, and no one else has ever seen, and no one else will ever see, and then put them all together, and boy, are you special. You've had a totally different experience than everybody else who ever lived and ever will. So you start looking at it that way. And if you look at it that way, it's fun. It's exciting. I want you to know I'm purposely leaving something out of this discussion. We touched it, and I'll go back to it. What's that? What you want. I'm purposely leaving that out. I'm just talking about the world is unfolding in front of you. You are having a unique experience at all times. It's way more exciting than being anywhere else. We have not found a single place anywhere that has any, not even a protozoa or an amoeba, and they wouldn't be fun to hang out with. You have all these things going on in your life. How can it not be fun? So the world itself, not your mind, I want these to be different. The world itself is an extremely creative, exciting, there's colors, there's shapes, there's sounds. Oh my God, there's so much, it's unbelievable. Every single moment. Then there's this thing called mind. You need to separate these. That is the most important thing you will ever do in your life, is separate reality from mind. What is reality? That which is going on. That which all the forces of creation are creating outside of you. That's reality. Mind is something inside of you that makes things up. Isn't that what it does? It just makes stuff up. It creates its own universe. What do I want? What do I not want? What do I like? What do I not like? What do I hope will happen? What I hope doesn't happen? What did I like that happened before? What might I not? It just picks and chooses and makes things up. And every single one of your minds is different. Every single one of your minds makes up different stuff. What you like, she hates. It can do whatever it wants. Reality, that's not true. Reality, it's out there. You're experiencing it, but not inside. You have no idea how different people's minds are. That happens to be one of the problems. Like, we think that everybody's mind is pretty much the same as ours, that if they do something, we know why they did it. You know how I know why you did it? Because I know why I would have done it. And because I know why I would have done it, that's obviously why you did it. If you pay attention and study this, you will realize that is the most absurd statement that ever existed. Your entire life you made stuff up in your mind. You had different experiences, you stored them different, I liked them, I didn't like them, and so on. And that's why mind makes up what it does now. Skinner said, mind, he didn't say mind, he said man, but really it's mind. Mind is the sum of your learned experiences. That's what your mind is. It's the sum of your learned experiences, isn't it? You've had experiences, you're not having them, they're over. All those experiences you've had are gone, but they still exist in your mind. I told you, mind's very different than reality. They don't exist in reality anymore. Where's your 5th grade class with your teacher? It's inside of you, isn't it? It's inside your mind. Mind is a place. It's like a hologram. It's a computer. It's a world you get to go in and do whatever you want. Go to Mars right now. Yeah, okay. Walking around. Okay. So you have this thing that can create imagination, that can make things up. No one else's is anything like yours. Not your husband's, not your children, not your parents. No one's. Because everybody has had different experiences. Therefore, when everybody's mind makes up stuff, it makes up different stuff. And I can tell whether you're getting this, because this look should be on your face. Oh my God, if that's true, I blew it. No wonder relationships are so complicated and people keep disappointing me. You make up how they should be, and you honestly believe they should be that way. And then when they be who they are, the sum of their learned experiences, you get upset about that. You say it's wrong. You say it's disappointing. I would never have done that. How could you have done that? Well, you didn't have the experiences I did. Maybe if you had the experiences I did, you would have done it too. So if you look at how different your experiences are, you all grew up in different households, different parents, different teachers, different relationships, everything is so different. It's unbelievable. Every moment is different. Then add all the moments together. That's what each person has within their mind. And then the mind creates, makes things up based on that. So far, I said to you, there are 2 things in this universe that's fun. One of them is a lot of fun. That is, there's a world that unfolds. The sun comes up, there's rainbows, and there's storms, and there's sunlight. There's so many different things. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Isn't weather fun? Now, if what your mind's saying, well, if it's what I like, weather's fun if it's between 68 and 72, and the relative humidity is below 50, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's not raining. And what are you doing? Weather is fun. Wind is fun. Rain is fun. Snow is fun. Cold is fun. Hot is fun. It's just an experience, like going to Disney World. You get to have these experiences. That's true of everything. So outside is an exciting adventure that is unfolding by itself. You don't decide what happens in front of you. You don't even decide what your body does. If your heart stopped beating, what would you do? If your cells stopped dividing, what would you do? If your liver stopped secreting, what would you do? And I could go for every one of the organs and everything. It's all just happening by itself. Not only is everything inside of me happening by itself, but inside of you and you and you and you have nothing to do with me. So there's a world unfolding, but who decides how it unfolds? That's a reasonable question. Who decides what's going to be in front of me? Who decides how the whole world is unfolding? I always told you, you have two choices, and I don't care which one you pick. I'm very open about this. God or science. Physics decides, chemistry decides, the quantum field decides, the quarks and leptons coming out of that field pop out, and they make this, don't they? Your scientists have told you that there are only 4 forces in the universe that cause every single thing to be what it is. Oh, I forgot to tell you, there's you, who's aware that there's a world out there. You in there? Hi. See? You. You who's in there. You're in there. You have this mind in there with you that's making things up. And then there's this world out here that you pay attention to. It's not you. Which one of you think you're the piano? No, I don't think I'm the piano. I am experiencing the piano. I'm seeing the piano. The piano exists out there. It took lots of people to make it. How many things had to happen for that piano to be sitting there? How many things, including inventing it? I know the guy who invented the first chip that made these electronic keyboards sound like grand pianos and so on. So there's him, and there's all of Silicon Valley, and there's, oh my God, just go all the way back. How many things were necessary in order for this piano to be sitting here? So it's like the universe exists. If you put aside mind and consciousness of self, they tell you, and I want you to pay attention, because it's very spiritual. They honestly will look you in the eye. Einstein and all the great ones will look you in the eye and tell you there are 4 fundamental forces, just 4, that are creating the entire universe as you know it. The electromagnetic force, gravity, the strong nuclear force, and the weak nuclear force. Go to any scientist, the current basic standard model of what they have found says that there's these subatomic particles popping out of the quantum field, and they get put together to make this. There are only 4 forces that they can explain the creation of every single thing in the universe through all of time and space because of the electromagnetic force, how it behaves, because of how gravity behaves, and the fact that there's a force holding atoms together even though positive forces, that positive forces repel each other. But the inside of a nucleus is positive. So why does it stay together? Because there's this force called the strong nuclear force that holds it together. And then the weak nuclear force is why the radioactive things fall apart. That's it. How can that create everything? It does. And they'll explain it to you. Go study physics. So when I ask the question, is there a world out there? Yes. Is it me? Of course it's not me. I'm in here noticing it. Is it my mind? No, it's not my mind. My mind's in here making up a bunch of stuff. But while I'm in here and my mind is making up a bunch of stuff, there's a whole world going on out there, isn't there? And it's been going on for how long? 13.8 billion years. How long you been here? So it seems rather trite to have to convince you that you are not the creator of the world outside of you. Are you? Okay? It is unfolding in accordance to God. This is the day the Lord hath made. Science. I purposely left out the word or. Maybe they're the same. I told you, I let the cat out of the bag if I say to you, those of you who are scientifically minded, who said that the lowest level of the quantum field is not consciousness, because that's what the great yogis have found. So that's all you have to do. Just have that which is creating all things at its base level be as conscious as you are. And you got God. You got the creator of the universe. It's everywhere. See, scientists talk about something that's omnipresent, the quantum field. That's omnipotent. That is the creator of all things, don't they? So don't turn your nose up at science. It's very spiritual. It's a beautiful thing. But on topic here, what we are saying is there is a world out there, and you did not create it. You are not sustaining it. It's following its laws and creating what's in front of you. Very good. Then you have a mind, which is the sum of your learned experiences that is very personal to you, and you are creating that. There's nobody else in there. And it's just making stuff up. That's how you are to look at that mind. It just makes stuff up all the time. God, I like her. I wish I could get to know. Where'd that come from? That's not reality. It's just my mind made something up. Does yours do that? Mine does that. Does yours do that? Makes up what it likes and what it doesn't like and what it wants to happen, what it doesn't want to happen. Oh, if that happened, I would die. Does anybody's mind say that? If that ever happened, I would just die. Isn't that cute? That's not the world talking. That's your mind making up stuff about something that's none of your business. What's none of my business? The world. The unfolding of the quantum field or God, whichever way you want to look at it. It is manifesting before you. It is completely out of your control. You are not the creator of it. You are not the sustainer of it. It's unfolding. But you want to sit there and say, but the part in front of me I'm making, why is the part in front of you any different than the part that's not in front of you? Look to the left, that's in front of you. Look to the right, that's in front of you. What are you saying? That because you're looking at it, you become the creator of it? It's going on everywhere, isn't it? Without you. So why is it that the part that's in front of you needs you? It doesn't make sense, does it? If I stand in front of the Pacific Ocean on Fisherman's Wharf and I look at the wave I'm seeing, surely I am creating that wave, not the other ones. No, you're not creating any of them, including the one you're looking at. If you want to make up in your mind that you like the wave, you don't like the wave, you wish it was bigger, where's the dolphins and the whale, you can do whatever you want with your mind. But it has anything to do with what's going on out there. What's going on out there is part of a system that is universal and it is creating itself. And it has been doing so for 13.8 billion years and you've only been here for 20 or 30. I swear at one point in your life you have to let go. Because no one will teach you this. They're busy teaching you about go get it, what you want, decide what you want, go get it. That's the funniest thing I ever heard of. You know, this tiny little thing that just showed up in a system that's been here for 13.8 billion years, that's being created by the forces of creation, and they're telling you, decide what you want and make it happen. I don't think so. And I wonder what would happen if you let your mind make up what it wanted and decide that really it is the creator of the universe, because your mind thinks you are. You get upset when things aren't the way you want, don't you? In fact, you use the W word. They're wrong when they're not the way you want. Come on, be honest. They're wrong. I mean, really wrong. And you get really upset. What does that mean? It means my mind made something up, cute little thing, just made something up, and it should be that way. Shouldn't it? Shouldn't things be the way you want and not be the way you don't want? I want to see your God complex. I mean, but don't understand that's what you're saying. If you honestly believe that you get to make up things and then the universe should be that way, you're in competition with the four fundamental forces and God. It's funny, isn't it? This is called truth. This is called coming in harmony with truth. So the truth that we've talked about so far is, you're in here, there is a mind in here that makes stuff up based on your past experiences, and there is a world out there that is so exciting, it's so unbelievable, and it happens by itself. How much of the world is happening by itself versus what you're doing? Are you kidding? There's not a number. The planets are in orbit, and Saturn has rings, and worms are crawling around somewhere. Like 99.9999999999999% of it's going on by itself. So you make stuff up, and then you decide it's supposed to be that way. All right, now, just for a moment, what would that life be like if I actually lived like that? If I'm in here, and I have a mind that makes up what it likes and what it doesn't like and what should happen and what shouldn't happen and what the weather should be like tomorrow and how everybody should behave and who can talk to who and who shouldn't talk to who and what everybody should be wearing and how they right? It does that, doesn't it? Okay? It's making up this stuff, and then I decide that reality should be that way. What is your life going to be like if you live like that? Well, now come on back to what we talked about. It's not going to be fun. That doesn't sound like it's going to be fun. That if I take you and you decide whatever you make up should happen, and then drop you into a system that you have basically no control over, it just belongs to itself and it's been going on forever, you're going to get upset, aren't you? You're going to start to do, what's that word? A worry. Any of you worry at all? You want to know what you worry about? I know. I'm very psychic. You worry that you might not get what you want and that you might get what you don't want. There's nothing else to worry about. That you made something up and it might not happen. You made something up that you don't want and it might happen. So your mind now has done the following. It started making stuff up based on the experiences it had. And then it decided, your mind decided, it should really happen. I'm right. What I made up should be real. It'd be better that way, wouldn't it? Be better the way I made it up than anything else. So therefore it should be that way. But how do I make it be that way? Because I'm just me. Like, how do I make it not rain tomorrow when I'm going camping? I guess I could worry about it. I could lose sleep over it. I could get upset. That'll help. And you start catching on that everything's that way. Everything is exactly like you deciding how the weather should be and then getting upset about it and driving yourself crazy. So if you live like that, life will not be fun. That's why when I started the conversation, I was using shock therapy. I said, life is fun. And you all kind of sat there real quiet, thought about leaving. All right? Or basically what your mindset is, he should only know. He didn't have the day I had. A lot of fun that was. That's what your mind said, didn't it? Okay? Because your mind has made up how it wants things to be in order for it to be fun. If it was the way you wanted it to be fun, wouldn't it? If nothing you ever didn't want to happen didn't happen, you'd be a lot of fun. So what you've done is made fun be conditional. I'm taking you very slowly. I said life is fun. There's things happening. That's fun. The sun comes up and there's a moon and it wanes and waxes and et cetera, et cetera. There's just all these things going on. That's fun, but not to a normal human being. You don't want to be normal, by the way. They're not very happy. A normal human being does not see the world as fun. They see it as a fight. They see it as a struggle. They see it as a battle. Why? Because you are pitting your mind, which is stuff you made up, what you like, what you don't like, what you want, what you don't want, what you hope, all that kind of stuff you did with your mind. You are pitting your mind against reality. And guess who wins? I am telling you, reality wins every single time. It's a funny thing about reality. It's reality. It wins. The weather will be what it is. I don't care how much sleep you lose about it. I don't care how much you worry about it. I understand all about what your mind's got to say. Rain should happen based upon lows and highs and pressure zones and all kinds of things, not based on what's going on inside your mind. When you really, really grow, and I want you to, why? Because I want your life to be fun. That's all. I want your life to be fun. Your life can be fun. Because all of life is fun, so yours can be fun. Getting married can be fun. Getting divorced can be fun. Having children can be fun. Not having children can be fun. Getting a business and having it do real well and get wealthy could be fun. And then having it fall apart and lose all your money could be fun. Life is fun. There, I made a statement. Life is fun. Until you decide it's not. Your mind decides, no, I don't want to have that experience. Therefore, it's not fun. I want to have that experience. Therefore, it's fun. So you made fun conditional. Fun is not conditional. Things are fun. The fact that it exists is fun. The fact that you're interacting with it is fun. It's fun to play chess. It's challenging. But what if you play with somebody who's better than you? You learn. What if you play with someone who's worse than you? You win. Both are fun. Until you say it's not. So that's what I'm boiling down to is you have pitted what you made up in your mind against the reality of life. And now you feel all this pressure. That's where all the pressure comes from, where all the tension comes from, where the anxiety comes from, where all the fear. Why would you not feel fear? Some people say to me, but Mickey, I feel fear all the time. Of course you feel fear all the time. Of course you do. Poor thing. You have allowed your mind to make up things I'm using that word purposely. You just made it up. You made up who you like. You made up who you don't like. You made up what Are there situations in your past that you wish didn't happen? They happened. What are you doing with your mind? Whoever taught you how to drive in there? And the answer is nobody. Nobody. The concept that your mind is a thing that's making stuff up, and somebody better drive. There are people, when they were 5 years old, their parents got divorced. They're now 55. It's still affecting their life. They never got married because they were afraid they might get divorced. They don't want to get divorced. If you don't get married, you can't get divorced. It ran their lives. Go talk to psychologists. They'll agree with me. Now, who did that? An event happened out here. It's interesting. Parents stay together. Parents get divorced. Kids go through different situations. So these things happen. It's part of what happens in life. It's an exciting place. But you decided inside your mind, albeit you were 5 at the time, but you can fix it now. You decided that you didn't like that was not okay with you, that your parents got divorced. You didn't want it to happen. You wanted both the parents to grow up with. That's something mind does. Reality, divorce, mind, no. So what happens? Who wins? Reality. Well, what happens to mind? It gets upset. It resents it. What is resentment? The mind making up something that it didn't like that it happened, and it happened, and now it doesn't like it. For how long? Oh, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, a lot of years it can hold on to that stuff, can't it? This is the game of mind. Reality was over when you were 5. It happened a long time ago. Why are you carrying this inside, letting it upset your life? So you have to come to understand this thing called mind. Because if you let mind make up what it likes, it will be glad to do it. If you let mind make up what it doesn't like, it will be glad to do it. It will all be based on your past experiences. And everything that goes on in the reality of the world, instead of being fun, will be looked at from the point of view of what you like and what you don't like. And you're going to start getting upset. You're going to start having hard times, and it's going to start being anxious. Like I said, why would you not feel fear? I've made up a world inside of me that if it was that way, I'd be okay. I guarantee you, you will not get what you want. You're not going to get what you want, and you shouldn't get what you want. That's the most important part. You should not get what you want. Why? Because what you want, he doesn't. The farmer needs it to rain, and you want to go camping. It is not true that you should get what you want. The world should unfold in accordance to the forces that are causing it to unfold. He should be the height he is, and she should be hair the way it is, and it's based on genetics, based on past experiences. It's all unfolding. Why would it have anything to do with what you want? You just made up what you want. Let's say I took a child and I said, all right, for an hour, make up a bunch of stuff. Imagine, I want to build your imagination. Make up a whole bunch of stuff, how you want your whole life to go, how you want everybody else's life to go, what you want your parents, just sit there and make it all up. Have fun. Just take off all stops, make it up. Well, that's fun. It's called make-believe. It's called building imagination, creativity. That's a wonderful thing. That's exciting. Now, if that child comes out of that room and just went one step further and said, God, I really like that. Now I need to make it happen. It has to happen, because I'll be upset if it doesn't. Please sit with that, because that's what you've done. You have literally made up what you want and what you don't want. Now you've said, I can't be happy unless it happens. So we're getting very close to what I like to talk about, is there's a problem here. And it's not that the world is not fun. You made it not be fun. You made it not be fun by making up an alternate reality and deciding you can only have fun if that's the one that happens. And eventually you catch on, I'd rather have fun. I caught on early in my life. You're born and then you die. And there's this limited period of time in between, and I want to have fun. If I have but one life to live, I don't want to suffer. I don't want to be anxious. I don't want to be tense. I don't want to be all upset and resentful and angry. Oh my God, I don't want to do that. I want a planet, the nicest planet in the whole universe as far as we can tell. There's all kinds of things that are going on. I want to have fun all the time. Fun doesn't mean taking a vacation. Fun means enjoying what's happening to you. If you enjoy what's happening to you, you don't need vacations. You can live a life where there is no tension, there is no anxiety, there is no difficulty. It is just the most exciting thing that you wake up in the morning, it's exciting, you get to have another day. And you go through your day, and it's just exciting to have the experiences you're having. It's like going to the movies. Movies are fun. They just go there. But they're not fun if you decided everything that's supposed to happen, the whole dialogue, the whole score, everything, and then you're getting all upset because it's not that way. That's what you're doing with the joy of life. You're ruining it by letting your mind make up things and then expecting that they're supposed to happen. That is the deepest thing I can teach you. I'll repeat it. You are ruining your life. Your mind is telling you that it's helping your life by making up what it wants and what it doesn't want. Because then you know what has to happen for you to be okay. That's absurd. It's like the fox convincing you that I can take care of the chicken coop perfectly well. You go to town, I'll be all right. What are you listening to? A wise person sits there and says, I want to be happy all the time. I want to have a good time. No matter what's happening, I want to enjoy it. Who said I can't? Who said I can't enjoy it? Because your mind has tricked you. It has told you that I'm going to make it up, and then unless it's the way I made it up, you can't be happy. So what do I do if I've caught on that? It's very simple. Stop it. Change your mind. You change your mind all the time. Change the way you use your mind. From now on, work with your mind to like things. If things are happening, tell your mind, I like it. It's fun. I like the rain. I like when it's cold. I get to bundle up and wear different clothes. I went shopping and I bought something and I liked it, but now I don't. That's really funny. I got a closet full of clothes that I bought that I thought I would like, and I don't. And so every time I open the closet, I giggle. There. It's not a problem till you say it is. Who decides whether something's a problem? You. Who decides whether something's funny or stupid? You. It's like it's so beautiful. And so you start catching on, I have work to do inside myself. I have left this mind to go about its own business with nobody paying attention. And what it did was ruin my life. It just made up all these things about how everything should be and how it shouldn't be, and it's doing it all the time. And then I'm getting upset when they're not that way. So instead of going out there and trying to make them be that way, that's really funny, so I don't be upset, maybe I need to do something with my mind. So what do? You start, I'm going to do this very quickly. You don't go out there and try to make the world be the way your mind wants. One, you can't. No one ever has. And two, it creates all kinds of anxiety and friction for you and everyone around you. How do I stop my mind from making this stuff up? That's the greatest teaching I can give you, because I spend a lot of time with this. You don't do that. You don't stop your mind from doing what it's doing. You just stop listening to it. That is the great secret. First, you have to see that the mind is a problem, not a solution. I'm not talking about your intellectual mind. If you're working and you use your mind for your work, that's beautiful. That's wonderful. If you invent things, you do things, you research things, that's wonderful. That's why you have a mind. That's what it's for. That's what the mind is for. It's a tool. It was given for you to build rocket ships and solve mysteries and study science and make music, do things. It's a very beautiful thing. But it has gotten ruined. So it is not that you stop the mind from creating these thoughts about what it likes or doesn't like. It's very judgmental. It'll do that. Who said you have to listen? That's the great key. Who said you have to listen? You're in there. You notice your mind is doing this. But if you just decide, it's a non-starter. Like, I have no interest, none at this point, in anything my mind wants or doesn't want. And it doesn't do it much anymore because I haven't listened for a long time. But it's the most uninteresting thing in the whole world, what he just makes up that he wants or doesn't want. It just doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. I'm not going to invest in that. So I don't mind if he says it. I wish the person in front of me would drive faster. Okay, very good. I say to him, see that nice little person out there, older person driving? They have as much right to drive the way they want as you have to drive the way you want. And he gets quiet. Yeah, you're right. Be the parent. Be an adult. Let somebody in there take the reins and not let this runaway horse of the mind, of the personal, it's called the personal mind. Why is it the personal mind? Because it's about you. It's about what you like and what you don't like and so on. And you just make this stuff up. And so you learn little by little to not listen or invest in the fact that your mind has decided to like something or not like something. All right? And then the great question comes, you all have it. Well, how will I decide what to do? Because right now I decide every single decision I make is based on what I like and what I don't like. Isn't it? How will I know what major I should have? How will I know who to marry? How will I know who to marry if I'm not listening? You're going to have nothing but trouble in all of your relationships if you are listening, if you haven't noticed yet. I think I like him. God, I think he's my soulmate. What's he doing? He knows her? Oh my God, I could never go. Doesn't it talk like that? Come on. And the next thing you know, it's driving you crazy. So no, it is not a good basis for decisions. So here's the alternative. Instead of going into your mind and saying, make up a bunch of stuff and then decide it's supposed to happen and get upset when it doesn't, you look out at the world and you say, bring it on. Bring it on. There's something happening every place in the universe. This is happening in front of me. I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to interact with it. I'm happy to be challenged by it. Whatever it is, weather, nice people, mean people, successful things, failure things, all the different things that can happen are exciting. They come and they go and everything keeps changing and I love it. And you start allowing life to determine your life. Well, how will I know when to get married? You'll be standing in an altar and you'll be saying, I do. Well, how did I get there? Life. Same way it rained. Same way, I know once, because somebody told me, you used to be this big. Every one of you. How'd you get that big? What'd you do? Nothing. Well, who did it? Who did it? Life did it, didn't it? All by itself. That's how you're going to get married. That's how you're going to decide what your career is. It's going to unfold. And you're going to enjoy every moment of it as it does. Because all you care about is enjoying every moment of it. If your parents ask you, have you decided what you want to do with life? You say, yes. You have? Yes, I want to enjoy it. Don't say that to them, by the way. But it's true. You understand that? You are learning how to get started in your life. I hope you're learning how to enjoy it because soon it's going to be over. Ask anybody. It's going to be over soon, isn't it? Right? And you're going to look back. And when you look back, I want you to say, wow, that was fun. Wow, did I have a good time? That was so neat. That's how it should be. You should feel so fulfilled, so whole, so complete because you were open to every moment of your life. Every single situation unfolded in front of you. You embraced it. You participated in it. You gave yourself to it. You learned from it. And then you went on to the next moment. Oh my God, that's pretty high stuff, isn't it? That's called an enlightened life. That's a wise being lives a life like that. And life will unfold and you will interact with it. It's not that you're not doing anything. You are doing something. You're doing life. You're just not trying to make life do you. Okay, that's not how it works. If you go out on the ocean in a sailboat, guess who decides where you go? The wind. You can learn to sail it. If you sit at a poker table, guess who decides what cards you get to play? Better not be you. Life is dealing events to you. That doesn't mean you have nothing to do. I like that card example. There are people, if you watch professional poker, who win everything with a pair of twos. You know how to play, but you don't decide the cards. The skill is in being good at whatever is given to you. That goes for sports, that goes for poker, that goes for absolutely everything, including your life. Life is going to come to you. When? Every moment. How are you doing with it? Are you good at it? Are you a conscious being who is taking the cards that are being dealt to you and doing the absolute best you can to make something great of them? Is that how you play poker? You keep folding until you get aces? No, you're going to lose everything, right? You learn how to play whatever is served to you. And that's how a wise person handles life. Life is coming, life is bigger than me, but I can be good at it. And I told you, ultimately what you'll get is this. Either I don't have likes or dislikes, or I don't care that I have likes and dislikes. Both are the same. It doesn't make any difference. What I'm interested in is watching life come to me. Right? All of a sudden you're having a fuller life than anybody else because you're actually experiencing life instead of experiencing mind and fighting with life. So now life starts to unfold. It comes to me. I'm conscious. I'm centered. I'm clear. And I interact with it to do what? To raise it, to help it. When the wind blows a certain way, I hold the sail a certain way to make it so that the wind, the sail, and me are all participating in this journey of sailing, of life. Cards are dealt a certain way. I hold them. I watch the other people. I do the best I can to play them the best I can. That's how you start feeling of life. It's fun to sail. It's fun to play cards. Some people like that. All right? It's fun to live life. Life is a sport. Life is a beautiful experience that is unfolding in front of you if you choose to live it. And so you start to enjoy and appreciate what is unfolding in front of you. Well, what happens if something inside of me gets upset? Because I'm not there yet. What if something goes on and I get all these emotions and so on? They're fun. You really want to get high? I'll teach you. You have to take the attitude that life's going to come in and I still have stuff left in my mind, stuff that I made up. And when it hits the stuff, it doesn't always feel good. And that's okay. That's part of the game. So it's okay with me that my heart feels different feelings. It's okay with me that my mind sometimes spews weird things. And it's more than okay with me that reality is unfolding in front of me. Now you've achieved a great state. You are always okay. You in there, you can always be okay. All you have to do is honor and respect life's right to unfold, and honor and respect that there's somebody called a human inside of you that doesn't always do so well with it. Have you noticed? Why can't you be okay with that? That's called achieve the seat of your being, of yourself, and learn to deal with your mind, learn to deal with the world, and enjoy the game, the sport, the experience of life, every moment of it. And you won't do real well to start with. That's why you're learning. It's like learning to play the piano. It's like learning to play tennis. You don't do well at first. And so you learn. You learn to honor, respect, and appreciate life's right to unfold and your right to sail with it, to work with it. And I told you, ultimately, here's where you get. I would like to make it so that every moment that unfolds in front of me is better off because it did. That's the highest life you can live. That the fact that it unfolded in front of me, by the time it passed by me, it was raised. A little bit. Maybe it's a smile. Maybe it's a full commitment to a job. Whatever it is. The fact that I interacted with it, it is better off, I am better off, and everyone involved is better off. How could you live a higher life than that? That's a life of giving. That's a life of greatness. That's a great life. And you will be great at anything you do. Why? Everybody else is out there trying to make it be what they want. You're out there making what is be the best it can be. I wonder who's going to do better. They're fighting. They're resisting. I can't believe I'm not taller. I wanted to be taller. I wanted to play basketball. I can't believe I'm the most miserable person. Well, you're not going to do very well at anything you do because you decided it's not what you want. Whereas somebody sits there and says, this is the height I am. This is what I can do. These are my capabilities and strengths and weaknesses, and I can work with that. All right. I hope I've begun to create a dent in this other way of living. Life is fun. The minute you decide it is. I want you to enjoy every moment of it. If you're in school, enjoy going to school. If you're taking a hard course like calculus, enjoy how hard it is. If you're in business and things are going well, good. If they're not, learn how to do well with that. The relationships, exactly the same. People come to me and say, but I'm married to somebody who's not into this stuff. Boy, is that exciting. Imagine being heavy into this stuff and married to somebody who doesn't even know what you're into and doesn't even like it. Let's see you make something beautiful out of that. Okay? And you're going to find out that things are not going to be the way you want, but they're going to be exciting. And they're going to be challenging. And they're going to be beautiful in their own right, if you let them be. What happens in life if you do this? You're going to see a lot happens. And you're going to look back and you're going to realize, wow, this has been a very exciting journey. And I told you how I feel about your past. I want you to look at every single thing that ever happened to you and smile. Say thank you. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for the experiences, the good things, the bad things, the painful things, the joyful things. I came down to planet Earth, and boy, did I have some experiences. All right, so life is fun. I want you to work with this. Jai Gurudev.